exactly. So, oh my God. So, and that's another thing.
Yeah.
So me and everybody knows, like, I hate aliens, right? I hate aliens. So when we were out, and I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag here a little bit, but it's fine. Because I'm sure y'all are going to see this on Facebook at some point when Dave puts it out there. But I hate aliens. The idea of aliens, I think they're all just going to kill us all, blah, 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 whatever. Terrified. So we're out in the forest area in this place in Arkansas. It is 50-acre plot of just woods. Dave is on one side. I'm on another. Dave starts to radio to me and say, like, oh my God, did you see that? It was so bright. It lit up the whole forest. Did you see it? And I'm like, I'm coming over to you, right? So I start making my way over to where Dave is, and I'm trying to radio to him. Number one, I'm trying to tell him where I'm at. I don't want to spook him when I'm coming up. So I'm trying to contact him, and the walkie-talkie is not working. So I'm like, okay, great. So I continue on. And I come around this bend where Dave is supposed to be, and I see Dave's camera lying on the ground, and it's still recording. I can tell because of the red light that's on it, and there's no Dave. Dave is nowhere to be found. So now I'm absolutely terrified because I don't know where one of my best friends is. You know, he's gone. So I'm like screaming out for him, like, Dave, Dave, Dave. And I run over to where his camera is. And as I'm doing that, I hear this rustling in the bushes. And so I quick turn, and thank goodness I had my camera too. And you see a humanoid figure coming out of the woods. And it looks as if it is what we would consider to be a stereotypical gray alien. Now, this alien is approaching me and coming closer and closer, and is literally within about 4 feet of me. Now, I am screaming every expletive you could possibly imagine. Like, F-bombs are running rampant coming out of my mouth. And then I hear this alien start to giggle. Mm-hmm. And then I realize it's not an alien. It's my buddy Dave in an alien suit, full body suit, alien mask, the whole 9 yards. He scared the crap out of me. And so all of this was on film. And so I'm sure Dave, being Dave, is going to put it out at some point. So everybody in Facebook land can then make fun of me.
Oh, well, you know.
It's hilarious.
It's not like I haven't sent you a birthday card with a little
right.
with you getting abducted. So I
yep.
I know. I mean, I've looked at lovely things to send you randomly without a card that had aliens just being sent to you just
to do it.
Yeah, just to poke at you. So because you wouldn't suspect
happy
me.
Tuesday.
Right, because I'm the one person you wouldn't suspect.
That's very true.
Because I'm so
nice.
That is
very true.
And so when it comes out, now the thing is, now you're going to be suspecting me all the time.
That's true. I'm like, now the tables have turned.
Now you're going, I knew Denise had this hidden. I'm a Gemini. It's just me. I got this really nice side, and I got this really mean side. But
it's so
no.
funny.
But that's about as mean as I get as practical jokes. But and then they're not even, and then they're actually practical. I mean, it'd be something practical you could use. So it's just how it goes. So.
Oh my gosh.
It's just kind of funny, but it just makes me laugh. Out of all the things that you're concerned about, of course, you live in Iowa, where there are a lot of UFO sightings, but I think there's also a lot of there's a lot of people with not a lot to do, and they look at the sky a lot. So
that's true.
That could be what the problem is that they just don't have enough to do. Watching corn grow doesn't really do much for them, so they look at the sky and I see a UFO. So there you go.
It's so interesting too, because like I was never afraid of aliens or anything like that. And I mean, I was probably 23, 24 years old, and I was standing outside And I was smoking a cigarette, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And I was doing exactly what you just said. I was doing nothing. I was just looking up at the sky because there was nothing else to do. And I see something, and it comes into my eyesight here, or whatever, my eye line, and I'm looking at this thing, and it is spinning in the air, and it's not emitting, and I mean, it's spinning very fast, but it's not emitting a noise or anything like that, but it is glowing like green, and there was some yellow in there as well. And it freaked me out because the only thing, as I'm looking at this in the sky, it was quite large, like the whole 9 yards. It was ridiculous. But the one thing that I kept going back to was, I'm not supposed to see this. I felt like, if you remember being like 3 or 4 or 5 years old and getting in trouble by mom or dad or whatever, and you're doing something you're not supposed to do, and it's that feeling. That's how I felt when I was looking at this and observing it. And I mean, it was maybe 4 or 5 seconds of time, and I had this weird carnal fear that I'm not supposed to be seeing this right now. And then it zips away faster than I could even fathom, and it's gone. And I mean gone. And ever since that, I was like, okay, 100% aliens are real. And 2, I'm not supposed to be observing this. I should not have seen that. And I don't think whatever or whoever this is, I don't think they wish us well at all. That was just my feeling. Now, a lot of other people are on the other side of the coin. You know, they're like, no. Like, they're here to help. They're here to guide us in specific ways, technologically or otherwise, or even just humanity in general. I don't know. Like, all I know is that one experience, what I felt, and that's just kind of what I've taken with me, I guess.
I will tell you, it depends on. I have talked to people who have been abducted by good aliens and by bad aliens. And we've all seen, and for the last few weeks, the Travis Walton story has been coming up a lot on our network because Kat's interviewed him. We've all seen the movie on TV. It's a great movie.
Sure.
You know, it's probably the very first one that made sense out of the abduction stories out there.
Sure.
And that was not those were not good aliens. Okay. Those are the ones that you're worried about. I have a friend who's been abducted 9 times. They did something to her. She has not been sick since her last abduction.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I don't know what to think. So I am not. Oh, she hasn't interviewed him yet. She talked to him. But you know, that's one of those things that we just don't know. It's like Bigfoot. Is Bigfoot trying to rip us apart, or is he just watching us? Not wanting to get near us at all, just watching us from afar because we've scared the living crap out of him? Or does he really, like on Hunting Bigfoot, he's going to kill us, so we have to kill him first? You know, is it the same thing?
Yeah.
We don't know. And we will never know answers to these 2 questions in our lifetime. Until somebody is seen being ripped apart by a Bigfoot or sitting at having dinner or a cigarette with Bigfoot, we're not going to know.
Yeah.
And the same with the aliens. We're not going to know. So, and I'm hoping that it's not War of the Worlds in either way.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
I'm sorry, Josh is going to have nightmares tonight. I'm so sorry.
I am. It's fine, whatever. It's still, it's those types of scenarios, right? That I think about. Like, I keep going back to that one movie. It was called like The Fourth Kind, and it was really interesting how they did it, right? So it's like a split screen type thing, and they have supposed original footage on the left or right, and then on the opposite side you have the Hollywood recreation. Super cool, like how they did that. In one section, she asks, "What about God?" Right? And this alien voice replies, "I am God." That right there shook me like to my core, because I've grown up in the church and all of that stuff, right? So I would consider myself to be a Christian or of the Christian faith. Now, you're not going to see me in church every Sunday morning, promise, okay? But I do believe that there is a grand design to this, a grand architect, whether you want to call that God or whatever. It doesn't matter. But regardless, that right there, when it said, I am God, that freaked me out, because I'm like, what if we are just a science experiment in an 8th grade classroom sitting on a shelf somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, like our concept of time could be entirely different from this race's concept of time or what have you. So now, my brain goes in 8,000 different directions, and it's never good.
No, it's not Men in Black. Yeah, it's not the Men in Black kind of where we're all getting along mostly good, and people are keeping everything under control. It's more, like I said, War of the Worlds. And, so, yeah, and Hollywood never portrays, it's more Mars attacks than other stuff. And it's just how it is. And so I could see where fear would drive you to be afraid of that unknown.
But you see, and it's interesting to me because I guarantee can relate with this too, because I think we're all kind of like cut from the same cloth, right? So yes, the idea of aliens terrifies the crap out of me, but I think I'm just about to that point where I need to face my fear, right? And we, like as paranormal investigators, we always run towards the creepy sounds, right? And all of that.
Well, that's what we're supposed to do.
And I think exactly, and I think I should treat this similarly. So I think I'm to that point now where I should start to maybe actively look into some of these cases. Hell, maybe even bring a camera along, and maybe try to document something. I don't know, like just put myself closer to the element, and maybe that will condition me a little more to be more accepting of this idea. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to expect, if I would be good with it or if it's just a terrible idea.
I don't know. I mean, will you be able to do it with a straight face?
Here's hoping.
I don't see you doing it with a straight face.
Yeah.
And I don't see you doing it without an alien shirt on, and or without the alien mug. I'm sorry, but
I tell you, it's very true though, because I just recently found out that we all have like these weird mechanisms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And apparently my fear mechanism, because when I was out with Glidden, I have never been like this scared before, because in a haunted house.
Hey, Josh, can you hold it there?
Yes.
And we can tell that after the break, because it is time for a break. So everybody, go and get your drink, go to the bathroom, get whatever you need. I need some water, so I need to do that. So come back to join us here on WBHM DB out of Birmingham, Alabama, when we're going to talk more to Josh Hurd.